Hey, welcome back. Today I'm finally going to be taking on the NASCAR Thunder 2004 Lightning Challenges. It's been highly requested, and it's also something I've been wanting to do for, well, about 2 years now. So I'm not going to waste your time any longer. Let's get in the game, as Mikey would say, and get into the Lightning Challenges. I think I'm going to start off with Chrome Horn. This is a good starting point. Jeff Gordon bumps Rusty Wallace out of the way to win the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. I get the feeling this is going to be a little bit messy. I might be the butcher of Martinsville, but I'm not that much better at Bristol.
Jeff, under the lights at Bristol. Man, what were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking if I could just get close enough to Rusty, you know, maybe I could either get him loose or give him a little nudge and try to make a run on him down the back straightaway, shut the door there, and, you know, as soon as they put that block on you, you feel like, okay, it's okay for me to go ahead and give him a little bump.
Let's re-rock them. 3 to go at Bristol Motor Speedway. Can you get Jeff Gordon the win?
All right, here we go. Already screwing it. Little bump. And I got to run away from him. Oh, I just put Newman in the wall. I slid up a little bit too much, had to park it in the center on Rusty. I haven't passed a single lap car, but really don't need to. There we go. And that's a win.
That was awesome. So much for that challenge.
I didn't really rough Rusty up the right way. I kind of doored him more than I gave him a bump and run, but it works. The one thing this game is missing is the wow.
Wow.
When you unlock a new Thunder plate. I'm keeping with the Jeff Gordon theme here, so let's go with Out in Clean Air next at Darlington.
One of the craziest things we do all year long is race at Darlington. How do you survive?
It is all about survival. It's just staying out of the wall, keeping your fenders and your tires on the race car, and hopefully being in that position to get that win.
All right, it's lap 238. You need to get the lead by lap 240. See if you can get in the game and get him the lead.
Oh, I love me some Darlington. Well, you gotta not do that, first of all, but you gotta be a little bit smart about how you set up your passes. In the case of Gordon's car, look at this thing. Up the top of Ryan Newman, I like it. Mikey's a lap car, don't need to worry too much about him. I'd still like to get by him, though. He's a little slower than I'd like. Oh, Mikey gave me the bottom. I couldn't do anything with it. There we go.
Still there. Still beside you.
Got him. Hanging out on exit, and we got it.
That's the way to win these things.
There are very few things in any racing game that are funner than making an outside line pass off of turn number 2 at Darlington. It narrows up so bad, it's a real bravery test. Next up, Kevin Harvick at Chicagoland Speedway.
Kevin, when we headed to Chicago last summer, it's a new track for us, but a fun track. You had a spin and a win. How'd you pull that off?
A little bit of luck, but we've always run, we made it on the end.
You heard it right there. All right, here's the deal. You're at home. Survive the last 3 laps without running out of gas and holding Jeff Gordon off. Woo!
Jeff, calm down. Yep, totally missed the bottom. Jeff still didn't calm down.
The 24 car is still there. Let's try to race.
That really did some good work on him. Kind of lazily got it through 1 and 2. Oh yeah, we got enough fuel. That is the win.
That's the way to do it.
Jeff Gordon still somehow salvaged 6th. Here we go, time to relive Jamie Mack's first career win in his 2nd start.
You're battling for your first win at Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte. What are you thinking?
Well, really, it came before that. Just wanted to make the last pit stop. And I knew if I could get in and out and not make a big mistake that we were going to be in pretty good shape.
Well, let's get in the game and try to see if you can get him that first win at Charlotte like he got himself that.
This should be pretty easy. Get the thing down on the bottom and set sail. 201 into 3. Kind of missed the bottom because of that. This thing handles really nice down the straightaway. Oh, so that's the game we're going to be playing. You know, I was warned about this before I started. So watch this. I have to maintain this really wide arc. I know it's way too late to tell him, but EA Sports, there's no apron on the front stretch at Charlotte. It just doesn't exist. It's racetrack the whole way down, but it doesn't matter. I got the win.
You conquered this one, buddy.
Oh yeah, in this one we have to relive Jerry Nadeau's near miss at Sonoma back in 2002 when he was driving for Petty Enterprises.
Jerry, last year at Sears Point, you had it won. A couple laps to go on the car breaks. Explain the disappointment.
I tell you what, it was pretty frustrating, but overall we had a great car. We were running well, we were leading the race. We had a 5-second lead over Ricky Rudd, and coming off the last turn, gear broke. It's one of those deals in Winston Cup racing.
Well, listen to this. I got some good news for you. The car's not going to break this time. You got 5 seconds over Ricky Rudd, just a couple laps to go. Let's get in the game.
The only real challenge in this one is trying to stay on the racetrack, which somehow I failed at Charlotte, so you can imagine this is going to be pretty difficult here. Little wide. I think that's apron, so I'm just going to stay off of there, even though that's where you'd actually run. Nice and steady. Don't run it off. Almost took out the tire barriers. And there we go. That's the win for Jerry Nadeau.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy.
I didn't do anything stupid. Oh yeah, this is the Lightning Challenge about NASCAR Thunder 2003.
Ryan, 2002 was a big year. Nothing any bigger than winning the launch party, though, right?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Racing against Jimmy and Jeff and Kevin there, we had a lot of fun. 2003 game's pretty awesome in EA Sports, and just had a lot of fun that night.
What about tips that you learn on the racetrack that equates to the game and then back from the game to the track?
Like always, you got to be smooth, Michael. The game's so realistic. You know, you got drafting involved and the way the car's set up, and it's just a lot of fun.
Let's get in the game. You want to?
I'm in the game.
Gonna have to find a way around these two Hendrick cars. Probably gonna involve faking out Johnson.
Going inside.
That kinda worked. Whoa! I think there was a little bit of teleportation going on back there.
Still beside you.
This game needs side draft. There we go, get down to the bottom.
No one outside.
And that's the lead coming to the white. Clear him. And that's the end of that.
Yep, that'll do it.
Next up, Ricky Rudd at Pocono.
Ricky appeared a couple of times last summer. You had races in the bags and you cut tires. What's that feel like?
Well, Michael, it's probably the biggest disappointment of your life. You're shaping up to win the race, and all of a sudden it just ends, just like that, like you flip a switch. It's hard to put it in words, but it's a tremendous disappointment.
I got some good news for you. You're not going to cut a tire this time. You're going to try to win the race. Can you do it?
Well, we're up for the challenge. Let me put it that way.
Let's get in the game.
I have no idea where EA says the apron starts, so I'm gonna try to keep it up by the wall the whole time. There we go, I had to shut the door on Jarrett. Wow, Jeff Burton, gentlemanly. Thank you. There's the white. We've already got like, what, 1.1 seconds over Jeff. And that was just no contest.
Oh, yeah, we got this one beat.
Oh yeah, in the last video I took on the 2002 Daytona 500 as Ward Burton. Let's get a different perspective on that race from Elliott Sadler.
Elliott, the Daytona 500 is the biggest race of the year. Last year, you started in the back and finished in the front. How'd you pull that off?
Just being patient, staying in line all day, drafting with guys like you that I know that are going to the front. Just picking a line and staying in it. And you stay in that line, save your tires on the outside, and just kind of work your way forward. We missed a big wreck. That was a big part of it. Then we ended up being okay.
Listen, there's 2 laps to go. Let's see if we can get Elliott Sadler around Ward Burton to win the Daytona 500.
They actually gave me a run. Let's just do this. That's a big time speed difference. I'll see you, Ward. Dale Jarrett, my teammate, following through to take second. Jarrett, stay out of the wall there, man. See if we can get this 1-2. I think we got it.
Good run. Too easy for you, huh?
There you go. Now, granted, in the 2002 Daytona 500, Elliott Sadler was driving for the Wood Brothers, so it wouldn't have been a 1-2 finish anyway, but still feels good. All right, let's relive Tony Stewart's 2002 championship.
The 2002 Winston Cup Championship came down to the season finale in Homestead. Tony Stewart had a slim lead in the points and needed to finish. Where'd you need to finish?
22nd.
What were your feelings the week of that event, heading to Homestead? What were you thinking?
I have to admit, it was probably one of the most nerve-wracking weeks of my entire life. So much pressure had built up to winning the championship and to go into the final race. Even though it was a track that was really good to us, it was a pretty nerve-wracking day.
Well, Tony did get a lap down that day. We're going to line you up on the inside of the leader and see if you can get that lap back. Let's get in the game.
Here we go, flat Homestead. And there is the leader. Back on the lead lap. And yeah, man, this thing handles good. With this type of car, I don't know why I was a lap down. Look at how small the field has got in my rearview mirror. And there it is.
Oh, yeah, Whoa, yeah!
Look at how much time I put on McMurray. Next up, Michael Waltrip's perspective on the 2002 Pepsi 400.
Michael Waltrip takes the win under caution. Michael, what was it like battling against your teammate late in the going? Well, it was cool, you know. We thought we had a really good car. We thought we could win the race. We didn't really care what Junior did, which way he went, because I felt like I had the car to win. And fortunately, I was right. You got a bunch of cushions thrown at you at the end of the race. What'd you think about that? I thought they were all celebrating my win, but I guess they were upset that it ended under caution. So maybe we should end one under green. What do you think? Hey, let's get in the game, Mike, and we'll make this one end under the green flag, and we can let you see if you can pull it off like that. I don't even know who you are sometimes. Don't talk to me like that. Get in the game.
Michael did all that in one take. That's legit talent. Well, Junior, I couldn't help you. Yeah, he's gonna go backwards, isn't he? Top of almost 3, yeah. The entire inside line ganged up on him. I thought for a second there Johnson was going to get the outside wall. He makes a move low. I'm not helping him, so really doesn't have any momentum to do it. And there we go, Mikey back in victory lane.
That was awesome. So much for that challenge.
He won't have to spend this week talking to himself. Oh, help sound. And now it's time to relive one of the greatest finishes in NASCAR history, the Spring Darlington race of 2003.
Ricky, take us through those closing laps at Darlington. Did you think you had time to get there?
I really believed I could catch him, but then we got a shot off a turn 4 the last lap, and it was pretty exciting.
A lot of times when there's a wreck, you think your way through it. Something tells me that was just, you jumped on it and hoped it worked. It looked.
You're exactly right. It was all offensive. It was neither one of us were really defending ourselves. It was just a sprint. The really cool thing about that finish was that we went toe-to-toe and didn't wreck one another. Now, had we wrecked one another before we got back to the start-finish line, you got a controversy. Instead, you got a great finish.
Let's put you behind Kurt Busch with a lap to go and see if you can be as smart and as fortunate as Ricky Craven was. Let's get in the game.
Tell you what, I'm going to try to turn this into a reenactment.
Number 97 is down low.
That's not how it looked.
Wow, nice job.
Here we go. This is our first wreck avoidance challenge.
Ricky, we head to Texas Motor Speedway. That's a fast racetrack. When you go there and you're at a place that you're going 900 miles an hour, you don't need everybody wrecking in front of you, but it seemed to Texas, that's what happened. Every wreck, you're right in the middle of things.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that came to be, but it did seem like about every caution and every wreck was right in front of me. And it's, you've been through it 100 times. You look at it, you read the wreck, you see which way the wreck's going to go. You get one chance to steer around it. So you don't want to commit to go low when maybe the cars are going high, but you know they're going to come low. So you got to read it, and after you read it, make a commitment, and hopefully the hole stays open.
We're going to put you in his car, put a wreck in front of you, see if you can do it as well as Ricky did. Let's get in the game.
Whoa. Okay, where are they going?
Still beside you.
Well, that was really easy for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take an 8th place finish. And the next challenge, the fall Martinsville race of 2002.
Kurt, spring 2002, you're at Bristol, Tennessee. You battle the competition, win your first Winston Cup race. And in the fall, you're at another short track, Martinsville, Virginia, trying to win another race. What was going through your mind?
Well, I knew how hungry I was on that first Bristol race, so just at Martinsville, it was the same scenario. You got a guy that's leading the race. Here comes a second place guy that hadn't won a race. And Johnny Benson, he's a class act. He's a little different than most guys who hadn't won their first race, but he's still going to race you just as hard. So we knew we had to stay footed and make the car solid.
Let's line them up, go back to Martinsville, and try to get him the win again.
I don't think anyone's going to need to be put in the barrels for this. Fine, Johnny, I'm sorry. I need to see what happens.
Still beside you.
Hey, no need to do that.
People have their different books as how they're going to race people. And
Forget about that. Let's do this for real. Look at that drive off. In fact, I was going so fast I nearly blew turn 3. All right. No barrels required.
Yeah, that'll...
What did my crew chief say? And there's the final rookie challenge, Bill Elliott's 2002 Brickyard 400 win.
Bill, last summer you really got on a roll. You won Pocono, and then we loaded up and headed for Indy. Like most NASCAR races, there's 10 to go, and you don't have the lead yet. You're racing hard with Rusty. Did you think you could get him?
Well, I felt like he had to make a mistake to finally get him, and he finally did. He drove off down into 1 pretty hard and got up, and then I was able to get up under him off 2 there and beat him down the back straightaway.
How did it feel kissing those bricks? I've seen that done a few times.
I've kissed a lot of things, but not a brick, but it was pretty nice.
The deal is you're behind Rusty and Kenza with just a couple laps to go. Let's see if you can get around them and get Bill Elliott the win. Get in the game.
Got pointed underneath the 17 car.
Still there.
Oh, up the outside. Nice. That's not how Bill did it. Rusty got back to me. Well, this is way more serious than the actual finish of this race.
Still there.
Still side by side with him.
Number 2 is still there.
Got him off turn 4. 206, jeez. Rusty put up a great fight. I like that battle we had.
We got this challenge beat.
Well, that was an awesome way to close off the rookie challenges. Now let's head on to the veteran ones. Well, this is pretty fitting. Let's start off with Mikey's second Daytona 500 win.
You won the biggest race of the year. How do you feel about that?
Just honored, you know. It's great to have the good cars that Dale supplies us, and just thankful to be riding in that car that's so fast.
That's right. And again, make sure your car is fast all day long and run to the front.
Oh, that made the back bumper look pretty ugly. Junior, get down to the bottom. Hang on, total team control stuff. Let me do that a little bit. Right about now, it should be starting to rain. Oh my God.
Still beside you.
Aha, I'm screwing it.
Hey, look out.
Junior's in a different zip code now. I slowed down this pack so much.
That was awesome. So much for that challenge.
Next up, Jeff Burton and Frank Stoddard's really gutsy strategy call during the Winston in 2002.
Jeff, at the Winston last year, your team pulled a strategic move to attempt to win the race. Tell us about how that developed.
Well, what we did, we looked at the rules for the whole weekend. In the Winston Open format, they had a deal where you couldn't pit with 3 or 4 laps left to go in the race. So we started wondering why that was, and we figured out that all you had to do is pit on the last lap, cross the start-finish line on pit road, and you win the race because you didn't have to get up to speed and all that stuff. So we put it into play. Unfortunately, our clutch was slipping, so we didn't win the race. We did finish second.
A slipping clutch. Darn. Let's get in the game and see how it turned out.
Number 19.
There we go, made the move up the outside of Jeremy Mayfield. Got another Evernham Dodge. Bill Elliott. Got to make sure not to go on the apron down here, which is actually just a straightaway, but whatever. Here we go to the inside of Johnson. A little bit of contact, and we got it. This is when they cut down the fuel cell size.
Talladega last fall, it was a great race. The DEI cars up front once again. We had a little different scenario, a different fuel cell.
Yeah, it made it for an interesting race. Some guys couldn't make it all the way, some guys could, and unfortunately we had the better fuel mileage.
Stay focused and get in the game.
If I was being logical about saving fuel, I would drop back behind the 20 car, ride around for a little bit, and then slingshot him right at the end. But I feel like just trying to lead this thing all the way to the finish, and if I run out, I'm still going to try to block the entire field with absolutely nothing running the car. And here comes the 1 car up into second, and there's Michael back there. Oh, we got to get everybody up in this. Oh, Jeff Green just caught the wall. That's a 1-2 finish for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. All 3 cars in the top 5, I'll take it. Next up, Robbie Gordon at Watkins Glen. That giant restart at the end of the race that Tony Stewart got more or less ended Robbie's chance. Let's see if we can change that.
Robbie, a late caution at Watkins Glen. You're in a position to win the race. What happened?
On the restart, came out of, I guess they call that turn 10, turn 11, and Tony took off in between the 2 of them, and Ryan, I don't think, was ready at that point to go. You know, you can't pass a car before you get to start and finish line, so that kind of put us a little bit behind. And Tony was able to get it far enough away that it wasn't a challenge to the victory at the end.
Let's get in the game and see if we can get Robbie Gordon the win at Watkins Glen.
Look at Newman. Man, we got a battle on our hands. Let's see if I can make this 3 deep. Oh, yeah.
3 wide. Hold that line.
3 wide up the S's. I don't know what we're doing.
Still there. Careful.
I got rivals.
Keep digging, buddy. Still beside you.
Oh, this is how Robbie Gordon would do it.
You're clear.
Get the thing pointed through the chicane.
There's a guy on your right.
Can't run it off course.
All clear, buddy.
Now that was awesome. There would be so many fights after this race.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy.
I don't know how I'm going to top that one. But next up, we have another wreck avoidance challenge, this time at Bristol.
Bristol Motor Speedway is a wild racetrack. You're not even safe on restarts. There's not a lot of room at Bristol. What's your mentality when you see something break out?
Keep your guard up. I don't even feel safe in my trailer. There's going to be something happen, whether you're in the front, in the back, in the garage. So you just have to keep your eyes open and make sure you got your foot close to the brake pedal.
Get through this wreck on the restart. Fight your way back to the start-finish line without crashing. Get in the game.
Let's see if we can do this without somehow destroying a race car. Oh my God! I think that was Kurt Busch that got all the way up in the air. Can't believe that was a one and done, but we got it.
We got this challenge beat.
And now we're going to head to Martinsville to relive Bobby Labonte's spring race win in 2002.
One of the toughest tracks to hold a lead is Martinsville. You were presented with that challenge late in the race there last spring.
I knew I had some good cars coming up behind me, and I started watching them in the mirror the last few laps because I knew they were coming on strong. I was keeping my line, but yet at the same time, Matt, Tony, a bunch of other guys started racing side by side. I knew when they got side by side, I was in a lot better shape.
Well, the caution fell with just a couple laps to go, but this time, though, the caution's not going to fly, and you're going to have to try to salvage this win for him. Get in the game.
Let Matt down to my inside. I'm not going to barrel him. I'm going to resist temptation on this one.
Be patient. Contact with the 17.
I just wanted him to think about it. I just wanted him to think about it.
Number 17. It's up high.
See ya.
Good run. Too easy for you, huh?
And now it's time to relive Sterling Marlin's spring Darlington race win from 2002.
NASCAR implemented a rule where if you change engine, you had to start at the back of the field. You tested that rule at Darlington starting last.
I was kind of worried about it. We had a real good car in practice Saturday evening and got in the racetrack Sunday morning. They said, we got to change motors. I said, oh, no, not at Darlington. But the car really drove good and made it through the field.
To win at Darlington, you got to be patient. Let's get in the game and see if you can be patient.
Let's make it happen. Oh, geez. I didn't need to run into Mike Bliss. There we go. That's a nice and big checkup. Get the thing turning. Almost leave the racing surface. Anyways, we're up in the top 35. Let's see how far we can make it. Too deep. Way too deep. Jeff, pay attention to my slide job. Whoa! Kyle Petty, watch out!
Wow, nice job. That's the way to do it.
Oh, this is gonna be weird. Dale Jarrett's spin and win at Michigan back in 2002.
You took starting in the back to a new level at Michigan this past year, spinning early in the going, remaining on the lead lap. What'd you think was up ahead of you after that?
Well, I figured after I didn't hit the inside wall that I was going to have a chance anyway. My car was so loose at the start, it just got away from me. And it took about 3 pit stops to get it adjusted, and then I knew that we had a chance because of how good the car was.
Dale spins in the early going, gets to pit road, gets out and stays on the lead lap. That's your challenge. Can you do the same? Get in the game.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Gotta thank whoever put that concrete wall out there. Yeah, we're gonna put on tires. Yeah, let's screw it. Yeah. Dale said it was loose. I'm gonna make it a little looser. In 13th, out 43rd. Just need to make my way up to 32nd. And it looks like I'm gonna have 3 laps to get there. We are rolling now. Alright, Rusty, don't block me. Johnny. And that's up into the top 30, so I think we're good on this challenge.
Got one outside.
Kenseth, you gotta stop blocking me all over the racetrack. That's not gonna work out too well for you. Mike Skinner.
Number 4, down low.
Up the outside. Top 20. All the way to the bottom, 4 wide, coming across the line. 17th.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy.
Oh yeah, this challenge is pretty interesting. This is the battle just to make the field for the Daytona 500.
Casey, one of the toughest situations to be faced with is late in the 125s here in Daytona, and you need to transfer. You're right on the bubble. What's going to be your mindset with this target car if you are in that situation?
I'm going to hold her wide open, man, do everything I can to get up in the front and stay inside that top 14.
Well, let's get in this target car and see if we can get Casey into the Daytona 500 through those tough 125-mile qualifying races. Let's get in the game.
David Green already giving me fits. All right, let's make a move down the back here. David's gonna try to put me in the wall there. Oh yeah. That was pretty slick. There's 14th spot. I know I'm good now. Let's go get some more.
The 42 car is outside.
Ward Burton. There we go. Kind of cheated the yellow line rule. Working with another teammate, Sterling.
We got this challenge, B.
So Casey Mears was sandwiched in between two Dale Jarrett challenges. Now let's try to get Jarrett back in victory lane at Rockingham.
When we head to North Carolina Speedway, you worry more about how you're going to keep your car stuck to the road. You had a couple of challenges late in the going. You needed to keep your car stuck, and you had a guy ahead of you.
Yeah, I did. Knowing Kurt Busch was hungry for a win, and he was the hottest guy on the circuit right then. I knew my best opportunity was going to be whenever we caught traffic, I might could slip inside.
We're going to put you behind Kurt Busch and see if you can get around him and get the win. Let's get in the game.
Wore out tires at Rockingham. Big lunge up to the outside. That was an accident.
Still there.
Why do I keep trying to pass him on the outside? There we go. We got him. Not getting off turn 2 good at all. Not at all. Blocking him. How low do you go? Jeez, Kurt. We're going to race it to the line, and...
That's the way to win these things.
That was good. That was really good. Oh, this was a great battle right here. Another one of them classic Atlanta finishes between Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon.
Do you get a little extra bounce in your step when we head toward Atlanta? And your pass was aggressive and fun to watch. You kind of had to give him a little bit of a shove and made it to the front.
Yeah, most people probably wouldn't think that would come from me, but again, it goes back to having a great race car, great race team. Just gave him enough of a nudge to get him the attention that I was there.
You're in the car. Can you get around Jeff Gordon and get the win? Get in the game.
Do a little bit of share drafting. Oh, now that's a run. Yep, he followed me up here. Oh, wow, that was a bad idea for both of us. It cost us both time. I was hoping to do what Bobby did where he got into his back bumper down the front stretch, but I couldn't get there.
Still beside you. Contact.
Thought I was clear. That was a lot stupider than the way Bobby did it, but I'll take it.
Nice run.
And this is the last of the veteran challenges. Ryan Newman at Texas.
The crazy thing in Winston Cup racing these days, you can have a dominant car and find yourself, due to pit strategy, not being able to get in touch with the leaders. Matt made a great call on pit road. What did you think when he said, we're taking 2?
We were in a position where if we took 2, we were guaranteed to be in the top 3 or 4 cars at the end of the race. And if we had a good car like we thought we did, we could challenge for the win. And fortunately, it paid off.
Well, it worked out. See, if you can get the win, get by Dale Jr. like Ryan did. Get in the game.
Control yourself there, Jeff.
The 8 car is outside.
Managed to get the thing stopped in the center before I ran into Junior. That's a lap led. And that's a lead. I don't know what that sound was. And no contest.
Good run. Too easy for you, huh?
With the veteran challenges completed, let's head on to the legend challenges. First one I'm doing is not the Benson one. Let's start with Greg Biffle.
All right, we're at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You're running 5th with 4 laps to go in the Aaron's 312 last fall. Let's say the roles are reversed. It's the Winston Cup race this spring. What do you do to get your first win at Atlanta?
Just keep it on the bottom if I can. If not, keep it at the top or the bottom. Middle's no good.
Well, let's step back a notch or two. Put him behind the competition, running 5th with 4 laps to go at Atlanta. Get in the game and get him a win.
Gonna try to keep the thing down on the bottom. Dale Jarrett slid up, and now I'm in that no man's land that Greg Biffle told me to stay out of. Dale Jarrett, watch yourself.
All clear, buddy.
Couldn't quite get alongside Kurt Busch on the outside in 3 and 4. I know this'll work. Now battling side by side, and we have the lead. And there you have it, a 1-2 finish for Roush Racing. Biffle over Kurt Busch.
So much for that challenge.
Now it's time to get back into the Ward Burton simulator, this time to relive his win at New Hampshire in 2002.
Ward, you started off 2002 with a win in the Daytona 500. But let's shift gears to New Hampshire International Speedway. What are some of the tips about getting around that track?
We've got long straightaways. You've really got two apexes. You got an apex when you first enter the corner, got to put a lot of steering wheel angle in it. You got to get through with your braking so the car will turn. And it's the guy that can get his nose pointed the quickest, that can feed throttle and come off that corner straight, the one's going to run the fastest.
Let's re-rack it. Let's start with 3 laps to go, and you're in second at New Hampshire International Speedway. Get in the game.
2 laps to reel in Dale Jarrett and Jeff Green. There we go. Got it pointed just like Ward told me. Ran into Jeff Green. He didn't tell me to do that. That second spot up the outside. 1 to go. That's for Atlanta. And we have done it for Ward.
Way to go.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the 2002 Spring Darlington race, Ricky Craven also had a shot at winning that thing.
Ricky, winning the pole at Darlington has got to be one of the toughest things to accomplish in this sport. What was it like?
I don't know if there's such thing as a perfect lap, but I had my favorite race car. Psychologically, you need every advantage you can get at Darlington. And for that particular lap, I had it, so it was enough to win the pole.
Start out in the race running strong, huge wreck, and you got caught up in it.
To have a good car and be in a wreck like that, it's got to be the equivalent of fishing and getting it almost in the boat and having it get off the hook.
Well, listen here, 5 laps to go. You got through that wreck. You're lined up trying to win the race. Let's get Ricky that win. Let's get in the game.
4 cars to get around. Not a whole lot of time to do it. Let's make the move up to the outside. Ran out of racetrack. With that fake junior out, give me the bottom. I keep overdriving turn 3. And that time I overdrove turn 1. Oh, Sterling. What a defensive move.
Outside.
There it is.
That's the way to win these things.
The next challenge, Jeff Green at Richmond.
You've always performed well at Richmond. This past fall was no exception.
Richmond's always been good to me, Mike. Brings me back to the days at Nashville. The track's kind of similarly shaped, and I enjoy going there, and that tends to make me run good.
Jeff finished 3rd at Richmond last fall. Get him the win late in the going at Richmond. Get in the game.
2.1 seconds we got to make up on Kenseth and Newman. And got on the throttle too soon. Ran out of racetrack. Yep. So I've reeled in Ryan Newman. And we're going to be coming to the white this time. That was a little bit too much contact, wasn't it? I'm doing this really sloppy, but it might end up being enough. Kenseth slipped up off turn 2.
Hey, we don't need a bad reputation. Number 17.
I destroyed him, but we got it.
You conquered this one, buddy.
This time we have to miss the wreck as Jeremy Mayfield in the 2002 Pepsi 400.
When we get ready to race at Daytona, everybody talks about missing the big one. You were fortunate enough to drive through one this past July.
Yeah, we were, and that's what you always hope for at the restrictor plate races is when the big one happens, just hopefully you make it through it and don't get hit and come home safe.
Jeremy got through the big wreck and survived for a 13th place finish. Can you get him through the wreck? Let's get in the game.
Let's see where they start wrecking. First of all, I'm going to back up this field just a little bit. There goes Jarrett.
Contact with.
That was a lot of contact between me and the 21 car. Guess that wasn't enough to fail the challenge. And that's a 15th place finish.
Nice work. That's another challenge completed.
Oh yeah, let's relive the early part of Jimmy Johnson's Dover domination.
Dover's a great track. You've performed really well there. Added twist last year, though. You were on old tires with 22 laps to go and had the whole field behind you on new ones. What was your thinking?
I was thinking I needed to run like crazy. I had Bill Elliott chasing me from behind. For how aggressive you have to drive that track on old tires, you hold your breath through each corner and hope that you have the thing pointed straight at the end.
You've got 3 laps to go. You're on worn tires. Can you win this challenge? Get in the game.
So, I got the track position. And it looks like I'm just going to try to park in front of everyone. Yeah, just cannot hold the bottom in the center of 1 and 2. 3 and 4 I'm a lot better in. Still can't really hold the bottom, but I can keep my speed up better. Slipping and sliding on entry, that's going to be good enough.
Great job, buddy.
This time another road course challenge. Terry Labonte at Sonoma back in 2002. Worn tires. I really got to make sure I don't spin out in the S's.
Terry, you've always performed well at the road races. Where does that come from? Do you know?
No, not really.
Last June at Sears Point, you came home with a third place finish, had some old tires at the end of the race. What kind of a concern is it when the guys are lined up behind you on better tires than you?
Well, Sears Point's a pretty tough place for me on new tires, and so, I kind of knew I was a sitting duck there on the old tires, and we were able to hang in there pretty good, and we wound up finishing third.
There's 3 laps to go. See if you can hang in there like the Iceman did and get you a top 5 finish. Get in the game.
You know what? They've given me the track position. I know I'm on way worse tires, but I'm going to try to win this thing. I just did it as Johnson at Dover, so why not? There we go. We got Stewart and Rudd battling for second. That's perfect. To give me a little bit of breathing room. Now right here, the car's going to get really light. Got to try not to spin it. That was nice. Yeah, they didn't have anything for me. On worn tires, we're going to get it.
That was awesome.
Now we have another perspective on Jimmy Johnson's Dover dominance. Mark Martin trying to run him down.
Mark, 2002 was a great year for you and the Pfizer team. You almost won at Dover, caught Jimmy Johnson late in the go, and take us through the thinking as you're closing in on possibly another Winston Cup win.
Well, we had a lot of problems getting started on new tires. We had just enough laps, and I knew when that restart happened that it was going to be close. I made a couple of runs at him in traffic, but the cars were pretty close to the same speed, and it was just, it was exciting, and it was a great run for us.
Well, let's line it up again. Let's see if we can get the win at Dover for Mark Martin. Get in the game.
And hopefully this time, the tires will not be greasy balonies. Kyle Petty, you're not involved in this, man. You are not involved. Getting by some of these lap cars. I need the whole racetrack, though, to corner. Wow, Ricky Rudd just about spun out on entry back there.
Got one on.
Almost clear of him. Wasn't clear, but I made myself clear. Almost got up into Craven.
That was a great piece of driving. Congratulations.
Put about 4/10 on Jimmy Johnson. And to the next challenge, we gotta get Joe Nemechek to victory lane at Homestead.
Joe Homestead last fall, you had the car to win the race. Led a bunch of it, but a late caution and some guys that used some different strategy got ahead of you. What was your thinking?
When you start 8th on the outside row, you're 16th, and it's just hard to pass those cars, especially when there's very few laps left, and you end up burning your tires up, and that's pretty much what happened.
Let's line it up. 5 to go. Joe's trying to cut through traffic and catch Kurt Busch to win this race. Let's get in the game and get it done.
Starting from 9th. Let's see what we can do. That was a really good entry into 1. And off of 2, we're already up to 5th. See if I can try this outside line on Bill Elliott. Oh, yeah. Got a lot of Roush up here. Martin, Burton, and Busch. Managed to outbrake the 6 car, and now up to 2nd. Yeah, looks like this one's going to be pretty easy, because this 25 car is hooked up.
That was awesome.
All right, let's check out the next challenge at Richmond with Steve Park.
Steve Richmond, Saturday night under the lights. When we went there last summer, you led that race quite a bit and had a real strong run in your Pennzoil Pontiac. Except it's a Chevy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I drove the Pennzoil Pontiac. Did you know that?
I sure did. Actually, I used to watch on TV quite a bit.
When you were a kid?
When I was a kid.
Steve got behind a little bit late, got 4 tires, and was trying to cut his way through the field. He had a lot of cars to pass. See how far you can get up through the field. Get in the game.
Wow. So the first Richmond challenge had Jeff Green interviewed in the AOL uniform, but driving the Pennzoil car. And the second Richmond challenge had Steve Park interviewed in the Pennzoil uniform and driving the AOL car. I love contracts.
Some contact.
Man, I am just flailing at this place. All right, same setup as last time. Just got to get by Matt Kenseth and Ryan Newman. Big lunge. And I just ran Kenseth into the fence. And that was good enough to do it.
That's the real deal right there.
Let's get behind the wheel of the 2 car at Phoenix and try to get the win for Rusty.
Rusty, anytime you go to Phoenix, you seem to be the favorite. You always run well there.
Well, I appreciate that. It does always run good there. I finished second the last time I was there.
You had a couple more laps. You think you could have caught Kenseth?
I don't think I could have caught if I had a couple more laps. I think I'd need another pit stop and maybe a shock adjustment, a spring adjustment, and put me right there.
Here's your challenge. You're running second with just 3 or 4 laps to go. Can you get Rusty Wallace the win?
That's a familiar sight. Giant red rival indicator over the 24 car. Here we go. Watch out. Didn't even need to worry about Jeff. Got by him too fast. Already put 1 second on Jeff Gordon. And that's another easy win.
We got this challenge big.
Here's an interesting one. Mike Skinner at Rockingham.
Mike, we went to Rockingham last fall. Looked like you had a car that could win that race.
Our car was really good.
Well, listen, Mike was racing hard at Rockingham. Can you get in the game and get him a top 5 finish?
Let's make the move on Bobby. Giant rival indicator over the 24. That's good.
Number 24, up high.
Whoa! I just fenced Mark Martin big time. Really got it rolling through 3 and 4. Up to second. And because I'm feeling selfish, I'm going to try to take this win off Benson. 2 drivers going for their first career win right now.
Number 10, down low.
Got the lead at the line, and we got him.
Clear on both sides.
Another hard-fought move up the outside, and that's the win.
Way to show everyone how it's done.
All right, it's time. Johnny, give me some words of encouragement.
Okay. Things will be okay. Everything will be okay. And then that's just good for us.
Let's get in the game and get him the victory.
Keep your foot in it. White flag. Let's see when we run out. Out of fuel.
Clear all around.
Just remember, he owes us one now.
And I blew it. Now I'm trying to play games to slow everyone down so I can save a little bit of gas. Because I need to run out coming off of 4. This thing's horrible.
Contact with the 97 car.
What am I doing? Yeah, I'm screwed. Because yep.
Things will be okay.
Screw these guys. I'm just going to run like 30 miles an hour most of the time. Ooh.
Number 97 is inside. Clear all around.
There we go. Kurt just tried to mow down the fence.
Number 6.
What are we doing?
All clear, buddy.
White flag.
All right.
They crossed the stripe for the final time.
Okay, we're clear.
The checkered flag is in the air. The leader has his eye on the prize.
All right. This is the one. That's how you do it.
Yep, that'll do it.
Man, I'm telling you, it's hard to get through that challenge without, like, shaking afterwards. And now we head on to the bonus challenges. Let's start off at Daytona, trying to get a 1-2 finish for Michael Waltrip and Dale Jr.
Last July, we were 1-2 late in the going. You shot to the outside as we entered turn 1. What did you think when you looked in the mirror and nobody was behind you anymore?
It wasn't a good sight. I thought for sure somebody would help me, but nobody did, so I went to the back. But I should have probably stayed in second. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Maybe I should have stayed in second, but I went for the win and it didn't work out.
Here's your challenge. Can you pull off a 1-2 finish for DEI? Do whatever it takes and get in the game.
We're going to draft with Mikey and just set sail. It should be easy enough with the equipment that we got. Michael, take the bottom. Come on, man. You know what you're supposed to do. See, and that's how Rusty Wallace got a run on us. All right, we're going to get this 1-2 finish. Because I'm a little bit selfish, I'm going to try him. Yep.
It wasn't meant to be this time, buddy.
May I ask what happened? Ally must finish second or better. Michael finished second. Are they talking about Jeff Green?
Can you pull off a 1-2 finish for DEI?
All right, Michael Waltrip, you're going to win this race. White flag. And let's just push Mikey home. The pack is just completely gone. They could not catch up to us.
We got this with me.
I suppose that was EA's gift to Michael, since he did all the challenge intros. You literally can't beat him. And now we get Dale Jarrett's perspective on the spring Michigan race of 2002.
A red flag late in the going. You got tires, restart 9th. Did you think you were going to get all the way to the win?
I knew it was going to be tough because of that number of cars in front of me, and we had so little time to get there, but I knew my 4 tires were going to let me go to places that other guys weren't going to be able to that didn't have any or might have had 2. I just needed about 1 more corner.
You're going to restart 9th with 5 to go. Can you get Jarrett to the front?
Now this is going to be fun. Fresh tires, bunch of cars up in front of me. Time to feel like Superman. Fake him out just a little bit. Little bump. No big deal. Whoa, where am I going? There's 4 wide. Johnson. Big move coming right here.
Hold that line.
Just made Mark Martin bounce off Bill Elliott. Ricky Rudd all the way up the racetrack. And that second spot coming to 3 to go. 210 miles an hour. Battling side by side with Kurt Busch. Need the whole racetrack, and I got the lead.
I give you an A+ on that one, buddy.
Here's the final challenge we're going to be doing here in NASCAR Thunder 2004. We're going to go behind the wheel of Matt Kenseth's DeWalt Ford at Richmond in 2002 and relive just a part of Matt's drive back through the field that day.
Matt, Richmond last fall was a wild night for you.
Yeah, it was exciting for us. We had 2 blown tires and, still came back to win.
What about your car that day? Why did it keep blowing tires?
That's a good question, something we really never figured out. I think we were just too low on air pressure in the right front, so we put air pressure in the right front and tried to be careful with them when they were new, and other than that, our car handled perfect all night.
Listen, you need to get your lap back and stay ahead of the leader for 3 or 4 laps till the caution comes out. Let's see if you can get in the game and do what Matt did.
So there's the leader, Ryan Newman. Gonna really dive in hard and get back on the lead lap. I think I finally remembered how to drive Richmond in this game, by the way. I'm not pushing out towards the walls. There's the caution. Gonna be able to get this thing back in 29th on the lead lap if I don't mow down the fence. No, I don't need to pit. Gotta get up to 25th in just 2 laps.
The 88 car is coming high.
And that's 25th. Took me 1 corner. Watch out, Bill. Whoa, I was all the way on the apron there. They didn't call me for it. See if I can get Mikey symbolically. 19th spot in the final challenge.
We got this challenge, me.
There you go. Nice run, buddy.
And that is all of the lightning challenges completed. I'm telling you, this game has got a great selection, but obviously the cherry on top is it's about time. Takes a lot of strategy to get through, tires, fuel, both Mark Martin and Kurt Busch up on you. Difficult track, it's Rockingham. I mean, it'll really give you a run for your money. And so I'd like to take a moment to give a huge shout out to all of my channel supporters. Your support is incredibly appreciated, and it really does make a big difference on the channel. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments below some ideas of things you'd like to see next, and as always, I'll see you next time.